Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited for today's video because it is going to be my second update in my rolling project 10 pan, but really 12 pan for 2025. So I have 12 products that I've been working on rolling style this year, and I'm not putting too much pressure on myself within this project. I have been a heavy project panner in years past, and I kind of just wanted to like scale back a little bit this year. So I don't have any rollouts but I do have one product I've decided that I am going to declutter. It is my bronzer, just because I feel like it's applying patchy, and I'm like, it's just not worth it. So I will roll in a new bronzer to replace my bronzer. And then I do have, like I said, I have 12 products. So I do have a Rowan quad that I've been working on that I know will be in this project all year. And then I did have a powder blush, which I wanted to track my progress on, but I didn't want to put, like, I knew it would take me likely more than a year to finish up. So 12 total products. If you are interested in seeing my update, stay tuned. First, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and do all the YouTube things that I know you know how to do. And other than that, let's jump into the video. I'm gonna start out by saying that February was not my best makeup month. I feel like I was not wearing a ton of makeup to work even. Like, I really was doing the bare minimum. Oftentimes if I was wearing any shadow on my eye, it was just a ColourPop Super Shock shadow. And then typically on the weekends, I'm so excited to like sit down and do my makeup, but I don't know, something's just feeling a little off in life. And I haven't been as excited about doing my makeup. And I don't want to sit here and be like, but now I feel so excited, because I feel like every time I say that, then like a day goes by and I'm like, I'm not feeling as excited anymore. And it's not really just makeup. But anyway, not to go like storm cloud on you there. All right, let's kick it off with my Rowan Mood Forever quad. Last year, I worked on my Rowan 75 degrees quad, and I will say I love the Rowan quads, but the 75 degrees I'd had in my collection the longest, and it just wasn't my favorite. It was my least favorite color story of the three, so I was really excited to pull out Rowan Mood Forever, and I thought I would get more use out of this in February because there's like the reds and the pinks, and I did use the reds and the pinks. But like I said, I just wasn't doing my makeup as much. I'm still confident I am going to get so much more use out of this little quad than I did my 75 degrees. 75 degrees last year I used, I think, 55 times. I'm hoping I get like at least 100 uses on this, on Rowan Mood Forever. Last month I had only reached for this 2 times, and in the month of February I did reach for this 5 times, so we're at 7 total uses. And in terms of how many times I've used each of the shadows, this first shadow right here, which is my least favorite because it is more of like a satin shade, it's just not super punchy on the eyes. I had reached for this 2 times in January, but I did not reach for this at all. So this is still at 2 uses for the year. This had no use in January, but I did reach for this 3 total times in February, so we're at 3 uses up here. This one down here, this is my favorite shade in the entire palette. I actually have this on my lids today. It's this really beautiful, I don't know, would you call this? It's almost like a silvery taupe, and it has like blue glitter running throughout, which I love. But I had reached for this 1 time in January. I reached for this shade right here an additional 3 times. So I'm at 4 uses here, and this is my most used shade. I will say this is the creamiest of the 4 shades. And I think there was more of a dip in the center, but then I tried to like smush it all kind of together again. So the shade might be looking a little, I don't want to say less used, but maybe not as prominent of a dip, and that's why. And then this shade right here on the end, I did reach for 2 total times, and it had no uses prior to entering January, so we're at 2 uses here. I am really enjoying this. Like I said, I thought that I would use this more on work days, but I really was doing the bare minimum for work. So I'm not concerned about this. I'm confident I will continue to get a lot of use out of this, and will continue to update in this project. And then my Kosas Blush is Life in the shade Blist currently looks like this. I feel like I reached for this a lot in January, and then maybe not so much in February. I anticipate this is gonna have like months where I use it a lot, and then months where I don't use it all that frequently. It is a really beautiful, just pink, kind of everyday blush. You can really sheer it out. I feel like this is going to be beautiful for the springtime, and I selected this blush to work on because I truly feel like this shade can match just about any look. And I love the formula. I love that this is a mini, so it'll feel hopefully a little bit more encouraging to try and go through a mini. But if I don't finish this by the end of the year, I'm honestly not even anticipating I will finish this by the end of the year. That's okay. I just want to track my progress. I just want to track my progress on a blush again. Looking at this, I feel like the dome still looks very domed, so I honestly don't know if it's going to look like I've made any progress since the beginning of the year, but we're still chugging away on this one, and I'm honestly not even feeling discouraged by this. I did have 3 products roll in last update because I had 3 rollouts my first update of the year, so that's why I'm not feeling super guilty. I have no rollouts this update. So one of the products that I rolled in last month was my iconic London Underglow blurring primer, and I did reach for this a couple of times, but not enough to make any new line marking. I was mostly focused on my One Size Secure the Glow primer. I feel like I'm so close to finishing that one up, and like I'm basically unofficially trying to pan that. I should have just rolled that in, but I will try and reach for this a little bit more in March. I'm excited to have this around for like the springtime because this does have a really beautiful glow to it. And this is one of those primers that I feel like on days that maybe I'm just doing concealer and mascara, which was actually quite frequently last month, then this will be a really beautiful primer to reach for on those days. I think this will take me quite a chunk of the year to finish this off just because I have like at least 3/4 left of this product to go. But I'm not feeling discouraged. I still think I can finish this up before the end of the year. And then I did also roll in a new powder last update. So I rolled in the Bare Minerals Bare Pro. This is in the shade Light 22 Cool, but as you can tell, I suppose it's light, not fair. This is a little bit deep. I definitely think this is gonna match me better when I'm self-tanning more or when we enter the warmer months. So I did reach for this some, not a ton. I will be curious to kind of look at the pictures because I am seeing like, I have used quite a bit of this product. I had used this quite a bit before rolling it in, and I do have now 2 full-size Bare Minerals Bare Pro powders. That's why I wanted to roll this in and get this used up. But I feel like I was definitely reaching for my Kosas powder more for a pressed powder this past month over this one. And I was also reaching for my other Bare Mineral Bare Pro powder because it is a lighter shade. So this didn't get the most love this month, but I am confident I can finish that before the end of the year. And then the other product that I rolled in last month was my Oma by Sharon C Flawless IRL Skin Perfecting Foundation. And this is probably the product that has the best use out of any of the products that I'm updating you on, with the exception of maybe one other. So when I rolled this in, I had about half of this left, and now I am down to here. I will say I've put this away for a bit because I have not been self-tanning at all. And this was something I was really enjoying mixing with the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Foundation, which is significantly lighter. This is too deep for me, even if I am self-tanned. I love this foundation, especially mixed with the Laura Mercier. I feel like it truly gives me like a flawless, filtered, perfected look. And this is one of my oldest foundations in my collection, so I do want to work this out this year. I think it'll take me a couple more months, but I think that I could have this finished by like June, July time, which would be really exciting because then I could focus on at least one more foundation to finish before the end of the year. That's my update on that one. Last update, I forgot to update you on my LYS Triple Fix Concealer. I am inserting, not swatches, I am inserting pictures of all of these products. With this one, I don't know if you'll be able to tell as I hold it up. There's definitely windowing happening right here. I just don't know, like I truly don't know where the product is settled. I haven't really marked this at all. And then I'm actually noticing windowing way down here. So I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know how much more of this I have left. I do enjoy this concealer. I will say though, I enjoy the NYX Bare With Me concealer a little bit more than this one. I honestly think the NYX has a little bit more coverage, and both are like a thinner formula. So I did think this would be a repurchase at one time, but I honestly feel like I'd rather be reaching for the NYX. And for me, where I'm at in my makeup collection is really trying to, if a product is something like I really like and enjoy and would recommend, but I have a product in my collection that I would be that I would rather be reaching for. I really am then trying to not go repurchase products that I like, but I have others, or maybe even like I do love the product, but I know I have others that I prefer over it, because then it clears out space for me to test and try new things. And if I do decide that I end up missing the product, I can repurchase it. That happened with the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. I really enjoyed using that. I thought maybe I would repurchase it at one point or another. And then I was really missing that powder, and I ended up eventually repurchasing it. I'm going on a complete tangent that doesn't matter. I think at least a couple more months with this one, but I'm hoping that this one, maybe I could have out by like May. We'll see, we'll see. I honestly have no clue. Next, I have my Merit blush stick. This is in the shade Beverly Hills. I worked on this all last year, and I do feel like I reached this one quite a bit this past month, because even if I wasn't doing foundation on the cheeks, I would add a little bit of this Merit blush stick so that I could add just a little bit of color to the skin. And this is such like a, oh my gosh, that was a horrible swatch. This is such a sheer blush. It really just gives this like glossy flush of color. It doesn't necessarily last all day. Maybe I could bring this to work and reapply throughout the day. That sounds like a lot of work for me though. I just feel like this really is not moving. Like, I feel like it really is not moving at all. And I tell you guys many times, like, I'm so excited to see what this looks like as an empty. So we're still chugging away at the Merit blush stick. I am hoping that I can finish this year. That is truly the goal, but I have no clue. Probably the least exciting product to update you on is my Vive lip liner. This is in the shade Velvet Sands. I don't think I reached this even one time. This is what it looks like right now. I will also insert like the line markings. There's been no movement. I really don't think I reached this even one time, because I was focused on finally finishing off my ColourPop lip liner. I'm not gonna let you know if I finished it or not. I may have spoiled that already in one other video, I can't remember, but you can find out in my upcoming makeup rehab if that's an empty. This also, this shade, I feel like is not exactly what I'm looking for right now. I'm liking something a little bit more like cool toned pinky brown, whereas this, I feel like swatched right there, I'm like, it looks, I don't know, this is definitely reads more warm toned on my lips, so I think I will reach for this more in the spring months. Still working on that. I don't know if I have hope of finishing this. Like, I know it's possible. I know if I put effort into this, I could absolutely do so, but I have been enjoying something a little bit more bold, or just something like this on the lips, not quite as nude. And I've been like having fun cycling through and trying different lip liners. We'll see. We'll see. I really want to. I would love to finish this year, but we'll see. A product I use just about every single day, but barely any movement at all. This is the lip liner that keeps on lining. It's my Ilia liner in the shade Dusk. I swear I've been trying to pan this for several years at this point in time, and I still have this much liner, and I still am not confident that this is going to be an empty. It is the eyeliner that I use just about every day. I have it in my waterline today. I really do enjoy this. This is a serious bang for your buck. I do really like the Essence eyeliner in the shade 2 but First Espresso. Definitely more cost effective, but like when you can sit, like this has been going for years. So I would actually be curious, like cost per use. I still think that Essence would be like probably less expensive because it's literally $3, but I am very impressed with how long this has lasted. All right, I have my Laura Mercier highlighter. This is in the shade Rose Glow. I feel like I keep kind of forgetting that I'm working on this. When I updated my project last month, it kind of reminded me, oh yeah, this is the highlight we're working on, trying to just hit a pan on, not finish up. We're just trying to hit a pan on this. And so then I used it for a couple of days, and then I totally forgot that I was working on this again. So I am hoping to put a little bit more effort into this. This is a perfect highlighter for me to work on because it's something I can reach for every day, and I don't feel like it's this blinding highlight that I have to feel self-conscious of at work. I just need to remind myself to use this. And my goal with this one is strictly just to hit a pan. I'm not trying to empty this full pan of highlighter out by any means. I would like to hit pan on a couple of highlights this year if possible. So I don't know. I have no idea how thick the pan is going to be in here. I feel like it could be a very thick pan just considering the packaging. There's definitely like disturbance happening. Like you can tell I've used the product, but we'll see. I feel like pan is still far away in this one. All right, this I do feel like has good progress, but also I pushed my finger into this just to see like truly how deep it was until the bottom of the jar, and it's deep, which we like. We like something deep. We like it deep. You can see, I I still have a lot of this left. This is something I do really try to remind myself to use every day as a prep step. I find this to make my lips look as though they appear more full, and it does have that mentholy sensation. I feel like my lips look slightly plumper when using this, but it actually feels as though it's hydrating my lips. My lips do not feel dry or irritated afterwards, and they actually feel like they have been hydrating. It's the most bizarre thing. I love this product. I do have another one of these once I finish this one up. I don't know how long this will take. I feel like it's going to take several months longer of consistent use, so we'll see. But I have been really enjoying having this in this project and reminding myself to reach for this as a prep step every day. And that just brings us to our bronzer. So I was working on my NARS Laguna bronzer. This is the Sun Wash version. This is my oldest bronzer in my entire collection. And I have found every day when I wear this, I thought it was a me thing. Like, I thought maybe like something was happening, but then I really started to like focus on my bronzer, and this just really applies patchy. And then throughout the day, it just like, it almost looks like I get these like weird streaks. Like, it's almost like my hair touches my face and then I have like hair streaks where my bronzer is. It's the most bizarre thing ever, but it's not flattering. And this, I mean, I think this is like, I purchased maybe in 2016, 2017. So this is very, very old. I think it's just time to retire this. Like, I think the performance of this, I've not had that I can recall from the past. But I think it's time to retire this because I think the performance just isn't there for the Laguna bronzer anymore, which is sad. But also I feel like this would have taken me still several years to finish just based on the way that this is formulated. So I've come to peace with the fact that I'm ready to retire the NARS Laguna bronzer. And so to replace that, I am going to be giving this my best effort again. And I'm going to be rolling in the Nabla Skin Bronzing in the shade Ambra. Now, I do finally at least have a pan on this bronzer. This is another bronzer. This has been a favorite bronzer for me in the past. I love this because it's not totally matte, but it's not this like really shimmery bronzer either, like the Kosas bronzer is. But I feel like I've tried to pan this for several years as well. So we finally have like a good pan on this, and I feel like there's a significant amount of product, especially like over here, that is worn away. I'm not ready to repress this by any means. There's still quite a bit of bronzer down in this corner, but my goal with the NARS was to use it for a while and expand the like pan that I had going up here. My goal with this bronzer is going to be to actually finish this off. Now that I see the pan, I see the light at the end of the tunnel, I feel like I can do it. I would like to finish this bronzer before the end of 2025. So that is what we're going to be tracking now. And after that, you guys, that is going to wrap up and conclude today's Rolling Project 10/12 pan update. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch. I would love to know how many empties you had in the month of February, how many pans you hit. Are you having a good panning month? Are you panning? Let a girl know in the comments below. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting me and my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.